He's got all pro capabilities, seeing things pre to post snap, and his ability to see the field is absolutely sensational.
Why not see what he has this year? Because either you figure out who your starter is moving forward, or you weaponize those 2 first-round picks in Cleveland for the 26th draft.
Reps, dog, he's been, first and foremost, he's been the best quarterback he can. Now look, Joe Flacco ain't had many opportunities. There was a whole day I saw he didn't throw the ball at all. Here's my theory on the situation. They already know who's starting in the number 2 is. They already know. Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders is already locked.
Dave's going to look great quickly. And let me say this. If this offense is going under Kevin Stefanski, at least rumors to what it was a couple years ago, he's perfect for it. Because he's perfect for the under center, play action, control the line of scrimmage, see the defense, get from 1 to 2 to 3 quickly. Or 1 to 2 to 3, he's got to do it more quickly. But he's custom made for that. But the way that he thinks and the way that he can see something on the board, take it to a walkthrough, and then bring it to a practice, that's...
If Kenny Pickett starts, then that shows me Kevin Stefanski feels like his job may be on the line.
First and foremost, he's been the best quarterback he can. Now look, Joe Flacco ain't had many opportunities. There was a whole day I saw he didn't throw the ball at all. Here's my theory on the situation. They already know who's starting in the number 2 is. They already know. Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders is already locked up.
What if I told you that one of the NFL's most respected analysts just dropped a bombshell that could completely change the Cleveland Browns' entire season? Dan Orlovsky didn't just suggest Shedeur Sanders should start. He demanded it, and his reasoning will shock you. We're talking about a rookie potentially leapfrogging veteran Joe Flacco, and the evidence Orlovsky presents is absolutely compelling. Stick around because what I'm about to reveal about Sanders' hidden capabilities and why Cleveland might already know their starter will blow your mind. This isn't just another quarterback controversy, this could be the decision that defines the Browns' next decade. Here's where things get absolutely fascinating, and this is something most analysts are completely missing. Dan Orlovsky didn't just throw out a hot take. He broke down exactly why Shedeur Sanders is custom-built for Kevin Stefanski's offensive system, and the details are mind-blowing. You see, most people think quarterback evaluation is just about arm strength and mobility. But Orlovsky revealed something that changes everything. If this offense is going under Kevin Stefanski, at least rumors to what it was a couple years ago, he's perfect for it because he's perfect for the under-center play action control the line of scrimmage. Now, here's what makes this analysis so powerful, and why it should terrify other AFC North teams. Stefanski's system isn't just any offense. It's a precision-based attack that requires 3 critical elements that most rookies simply don't possess. First, you need lightning-fast pre-snap recognition. Second, you must have the footwork to execute under center with surgical precision. Third, and this is where most young quarterbacks fail, you need the mental processing speed to go from 1 to 2 to 3 quickly. But here's the shocking part that Orlovsky discovered: Sanders already has all 3. He's got all pro capabilities, seeing things pre to post snap, and his ability to see the field is absolutely sensational, Orlovsky explained. Think about that for a moment. We're talking about all pro capabilities in a rookie. The technical breakdown gets even more impressive. Orlovsky specifically highlighted Sanders' crisp footwork, rapid decision-making, and natural poise in play-action situations. But wait, there's more! What separates Sanders from every other rookie quarterback is his ability to see something on the board, take it to a walkthrough, and then bring it to a practice. That's not just talent, that's football intelligence at an elite level. Here's what this means for Cleveland's offense. Remember when Stefanski's system was clicking perfectly a couple years ago? The Browns were unstoppable because they could control the line of scrimmage, execute play action to perfection, and keep defenses guessing. Sanders brings all of that back, but with a modern twist. The most shocking revelation? Orlovsky believes Sanders isn't just learning the system, he's already owning it. From a technical standpoint, he's already ahead of where most rookies are, especially when you're asking them to run a Stefanski-style offense. This isn't typical rookie development, this is accelerated mastery. But here's the question that should keep Browns fans awake at night. If Sanders is this advanced already, what happens when he gets first-team reps consistently? Orlovsky's answer is simple but powerful. Why not start him? Why not see what he has this year? Because either you figure out who your starter is moving forward, or you weaponize those 2 first-round picks in Cleveland for the 26th draft. The technical evidence is overwhelming, but what comes next will show you why the competition might already be over. Now, here's where the story takes a dramatic turn, and what I'm about to tell you explains why insiders are buzzing about something special happening in Cleveland. The camp reports aren't just positive, they're revealing a pattern that suggests the quarterback competition might already be decided. Bush dropped this bombshell that changes everything. First and foremost, he's been the best quarterback in camp. But wait, it gets better. Now look, Joe Flacco ain't had many opportunities. There was a whole day I saw he didn't throw the ball at all. Think about what this means. While other quarterbacks are getting limited opportunities, Sanders is consistently standing out every single day. Here's Bush's theory that will shock you. Here's my theory on the situation. They already know who's starting and the number 2 is. They already know Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders is already locked up. This isn't speculation anymore. This is insider information suggesting the competition is just for show. But the performance metrics tell an even more compelling story. Every time quarterback statistics are released from practice, it's the same 2 names at the top, Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco. Not Kenny Pickett. Not any other quarterback on the roster. Just these 2, consistently dominating every measurable category. Peter Schrager from NFL Network added fuel to this fire with information that should make every Browns fan excited. As minicamp approached, there was already a noticeable buzz surrounding Shedeur, whispers that he's that good and that everything seems to be aligning perfectly for him. When NFL Network insiders are whispering about a rookie, you know something special is happening. Here's what makes Sanders' camp performance so remarkable. He's not just completing passes or showing flashes. According to multiple reports, he's demonstrating the kind of consistency and command that typically takes veterans years to develop. His ability to read defenses pre-snap, stay balanced in the pocket, and deliver accurate throws on time isn't just impressive for a rookie, it's impressive, period. The most telling detail? Schrager revealed that the quarterback job in Cleveland is wide open with no clear starter locked in. But here's the twist. While it's wide open, Sanders might actually be the best position quarterback on the roster right now. That's not just potential talking, that's current performance backing up future promise. Damon Woody provided perhaps the most insightful analysis of Sanders' camp dominance, focusing on what he called Sanders' superpower, his mental toughness. In the NFL, talent gets you in the door, but it's mental resilience that keeps you there and gets you ahead. According to Woody, Sanders possesses this rare quality that even veteran quarterbacks struggle to develop. But here's the timeline that makes this even more intriguing. Schrager noted that this isn't something that gets figured out in June or even in July. It's going to stretch into August. This gives Sanders ample opportunity to continue building on his momentum. If he maintains this level of performance through training camp and preseason, the starting job might be his to lose. The camp performance is just the beginning. What comes next reveals why this might be bigger than anyone imagined. Here's where this story becomes absolutely explosive, and what I'm about to reveal shows why this decision could impact the Browns for the next decade. This isn't just about choosing a starting quarterback, it's about a strategic gamble that could either launch Cleveland into championship contention or set them back years. Former Cleveland insider TJ made a statement that should send shockwaves through the organization. Shedeur Sanders is going to be the number 1 QB for the Browns. But here's the kicker. He followed it with a warning that exposes the real stakes. If Stefanski decides to play Pickett and his performance falls short, the coach could find himself on the hot seat for overlooking Shedeur. Think about the pressure this creates. Stefanski isn't just choosing a quarterback. He's potentially choosing whether he keeps his job. With all the buzz surrounding Sanders and his camp performance, justifying any other choice becomes nearly impossible. TJ emphasized this perfectly. With Shedeur's potential, it's a decision Stefanski may not want to regret down the line. But here's the strategic element that changes everything. Cleveland holds multiple first-round picks in the upcoming draft. Orlovsky's analysis reveals the genius of starting Sanders now. Either you figure out who your starter is moving forward, or you weaponize those 2 first-round picks in Cleveland for the 26th draft. This is brilliant strategic thinking. Consider the scenarios. If Sanders succeeds, Cleveland has found their franchise quarterback without using premium draft capital. They can then use those first-round picks to build around him: offensive line, weapons, defense. If Sanders struggles, they have the ammunition to trade up for a top quarterback prospect in 2026. It's a win-win situation that maximizes Cleveland's options. The timing couldn't be more perfect. The 2026 quarterback class is projected to be loaded with talent, and Cleveland's draft position gives them flexibility to make moves. But if Sanders proves he's the answer, those picks become incredibly valuable for building a championship roster around a young, cost-controlled quarterback. Here's what makes this strategy even more compelling. Sanders' development timeline aligns perfectly with Cleveland's competitive window. If he starts now and develops quickly, the Browns could have 4 to 5 years of elite quarterback play on a rookie contract. That's the formula that's led teams like the Seahawks with Russell Wilson and the Eagles with Carson Wentz to championship runs. The organizational implications are staggering. Multiple analysts have pointed out that Sanders possesses all the necessary qualities to lead the Browns, including exceptional pocket awareness, vision to read pressure, and overall composure. These aren't just nice-to-have traits, they're the foundation of championship-level quarterback play. But perhaps the most telling strategic indicator comes from the consistent pattern in camp reports. As one insider noted, every time QB stats are released, it's either Shedeur Sanders or Joe Flacco leading the pack. This consistency suggests that Sanders isn't just having good days, he's establishing himself as a legitimate option. The strategic implications are clear. Cleveland has a chance to solve their quarterback position while maintaining maximum flexibility for the future. The question isn't whether they should take this chance, it's whether they can afford not to. So here's what we know. Dan Orlovsky didn't just suggest Shedeur Sanders should start. He provided a technical breakdown showing Sanders is custom-built for Stefanski's system. The camp reports consistently show Sanders outperforming expectations while building insider buzz. And strategically, starting Sanders gives Cleveland the perfect combination of immediate potential and future flexibility. The evidence is overwhelming. Sanders has the technical skills, the camp performance, and the strategic value to transform Cleveland's franchise. With multiple first-round picks as insurance and a coaching staff that might already know their decision, this could be the move that defines the Browns' next decade. What do you think? Is Shedeur Sanders the answer Cleveland's been searching for, or should they stick with veteran experience? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your perspectives on these developing stories. And if you want to stay ahead of all the latest NFL quarterback battles and insider information, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Next week, I'm breaking down 3 other rookie quarterbacks who could shock the league this season. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.